Hello everyone, XV here from youtube.com/XVRogueGaming, and this is the 11th video in a weekly series I'm doing for Dota Cinema designed to take your game to the next level. Congratulations to this week's winner, Raziel Cabriales, for posting a suggested topic in the comments for last week's tutorial. Remember that your topic doesn't need to be the one chosen. All you have to do to win is be subscribed to my channel and let me know something you'd like to learn about. Having covered both Radiant and Dire wards, this week we'll be talking about neutral wards and counter wards. Obviously you can stop a camp from spawning by simply putting a ward in it. Because of this, I'm only going to cover wards that have some form of duality. Starting with the Radiant jungle, this is a favorite ward of mine. Placed here, it blocks both the Radiant pull camp as well as this camp. This creates a very unforgiving environment for an enemy jungler, as it forces them to either wait for the easy camp to respawn, or fight hard camps without the luxury of using creeps to tank, and also keep the lane balanced as it can't be pulled. Inside this camp is another solid ward if your goal is to shut down a jungler. It only prevents this one camp from spawning, but it also gives you vision of the rune. When dealing with the Dire jungle, things work a little bit differently. You can place a ward from the low ground here in a relatively safe place to shut down their pull camp without moving into their woods, but beyond being easy to place, this ward does nothing but block the camp. A slightly better ward is here. Not only does it block the camp, but it also provides great vision, especially if you cut down this tree. Last but not least, a ward here gives you great vision behind the tower while also denying the camp. This doesn't work the same in the Radiant jungle because the clear path isn't as wide. The easiest way to counter ward is to see your opponent plant them. Generally this is when a support hero abruptly stops running in the river or some place you have warded. Alternatively, if you notice that your wards get killed, it's a sure thing that they just put down a sentry. Let's quickly cover some basic staple sentry ward positions. As I mentioned in the previous warding videos, placing a ward here is amazing for both factions for rune vision as well as backstab protection. Placing a sentry here, however, not only gives us vision if the enemy has done that, but for the Radiant, it also lets us clear up any wards placed to block the pull camp. The next safe bet is here in the river. It counters most of the rune wards, as well as a couple more unique places, generally put down for Roshan plays. A similar ward exists for the top rune, but is a little bit south of the rune itself to also give vision for some of the offensive Radiant and lazy Dire runes. So what if you don't see your opponent place wards, or the generic spots don't turn anything up? Well, let's ask ourselves why we are counter-warding in the first place. Ultimately, the goal is to deny our opponents critical knowledge and vision, and provide us with the confidence that an area is free to move through. If we consider all the observer wards mentioned in the past two videos, we see that they form rough lines across the map. Applying the knowledge we've gained already, if you're currently playing on the winning and aggressive team, then you can decipher which areas would be logical to place defensive wards by the enemy. The opposite is true as well. If we're on the back foot playing defensively, it should be clear where the enemy would want to put their offensive wards. The most important factor of using this method is that in the event that your sentry ward reveals no enemy wards, it's not a waste. This still guarantees that your enemy has no vision of that area, and that you can move through that area yourself without being seen, successfully meeting both of our criteria. Lastly, a quick tip when it comes to counter warding is to bring a flying courier or your own observer wards. Wards are normally placed on the high ground, and even within range of a sentry to detect them, you still need the height advantage to see them in order to clean them up. Throughout this series, I've left out wards that I felt weren't competitive or were too narrow in purpose. Even still, I hope that you found this mini-series useful for taking your game to the next level. Remember that it's you who decide the topic, so be sure to post in the comments below what you'd like to see, and subscribe to my channel to be eligible to win chest keys. As always though, if you like this video, please thumbs up, share, and check out my channel for more in-depth guides and exclusive content and contests. Until next week, this is XV, signing out.